All right. What is that? You throw me through my format here. I don't know what that is. That looks awesome and amazing. I want it.
Frank, well, first off, I'm Jordan, W1JMG, and this is a little chameleon Yagi antenna. I use it for fox hunting and for some satellite work, and bring it out occasionally. It's not something I use every activation or every day by any means, but it's a Go Kit challenge. It's kind of interesting to show, and it breaks down pretty easily to a small form factor, which is what I like. And so it makes it really easy and portable to travel with and to move around with. So yeah, it has a handle on it, so you can make it vertical or horizontal, so you can twist it. Especially if you're working a satellite, it's really helpful to do. Fox hunting, it's okay for it. But yeah, so brought that out today in my incomplete Go Kit, as I'm calling it, because I also have this little guy
Wait, you got a radio in there too?
Yeah, this is a radio. This is a little Yaesu FT90. I think T.O. might have done a video on one of these. This is where I found it a while back. One of the smallest radios that Yaesu makes. And I've got it here in my chest rig because it is a 2 meter, 70 centimeter radio, but it's only about that big, the whole thing. The thing is, though, it's 50 watts.
No way.
It's not an HT. It's a mobile radio. Yaesu, I think, originally made these to put on motorcycles and things like that. And so yeah, I found this on eBay.
Full duplex?
Full duplex on a Yaesu duplex.
Yep.
I found it on eBay and bought it for less than a couple $100, and then scoured the internet for the cable to connect it, the interface here. Found it on a Groups.io forum. A guy in Germany was 3D printing these and making them. So I ordered one, and 3 weeks later it showed up. And yeah, it's the tiniest radio that I have seen in a while. That does 50 watts and both bands for a technician, essentially.
What battery do you have for it?
The battery, I don't have a battery in here, but the battery it's a 50 watt radio. So just like a mobile in your car, you could connect a 12 volt to your car. You could connect a Bioenno 3 amp, 5 amp, however long you want to run 50 watts, you can do that conversion and run it. So I don't have power poles on this one, but you can put power poles on it and then connect it to any battery box that's been out here at the Go Kit Challenge. Or like I said, you could wire this into your motorcycle or your car even. So the batteries are endless, just like a FTM 500 would be, right?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Dude, you should totally enter this next year.
I might. We'll see where it goes from here. I could Velcro it here. I could do a few things.
The only thing you need is a battery, and you'll be on the air.
A battery and then the antenna. Do I want to radiate?
You got an
under
antenna
my
right
head?
there. It just fell.
Yeah, that one is okay.
But this will be beautifully entered in the UHF VHF
That's
50
true.
and over.
We'll see what happens next year. So might be a preview to something coming. That's for sure. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Frank.
Howdy, Colin. What's your call sign?
My call sign is November 5 Golf Golf.
And tell me about your Go Kit here today.
Okay, so I am doing the minimalistic approach. I call this my lunchbox Go Kit.
Okay.
It all fits literally in this little lunchbox over here, including antenna and everything.
Oh, really?
Yes, I am using the QRP Labs QMX.
That is a beautiful radio.
It is a beautiful radio, and I found a battery pack, a 12-watt battery pack, that is the same size as the box, so it actually makes for a great kit. And yes, with QRP 3 to 5 watts, you talk to the world. It's a whole lot of fun, and I can recommend it to everyone.
What wire and antenna are you running today?
So my antenna is sitting right over there. It is a quarter wavelength without a coil for 20 meters. Currently I have about 6 radios on the ground. It gives me a very good 1.1 to 1 SWR, and good enough, as I said, to talk to the US and to the world.
Love it. What inspired you to put the kit together?
POTA.
POTA?
I think POTA revolutionized the way we are looking at ham radio. It literally injected a whole lot of fun back into the radio. I am a true believer and supporter of POTA. So yes, that's why I put together the kit. You want to keep it in the car, quick deployment, pick a park, go and have fun.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you very much for coming on, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Penny, what's your call sign?
Whiskey 8 Golf November Lima.
And tell us what new you got on your scooter this year, because you entered it last year, right?
Right. This radio here is a 310, and last year I had a 300. I actually bought this for my boyfriend, and somehow it ended up on here. We're
Well,
not
he's a
gonna
good
say
boyfriend then.
Yeah, he is. And he's cute. And it's connected to this tube here that goes down here and goes up here and then connects into this box.
Ooh.
In this box here, you see there's an antenna on it.
Yep. A hamstick.
Yeah, and we got the radio here and a small battery this time around.
It doesn't need much.
Yeah, it works.
It works. I like it.
Yeah,
And
thank
it's
you.
all mounted nicely, and you can just scoot it around and play radio. And one thing I like, I'm just going to highlight real fast. We have a ham radio tube that's -1 dB. A rag 2 crew that's a +1 dB. But then you got the tank radio sticker, and that's a +10 dB.
Ah, okay. Well, I need to figure out where to put this one.
Put it right on
Is
the
that a
battery
minus
box.
or a plus?
That's a plus.
That's a plus.
The only
okay.
minus is Mike.
Yeah, it's just that this is big, so I don't. It kind of won't.
It will wrap around there a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll get it figured out.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. Oh, or I forgot. There's a second question. What inspired you to build the Go Kit?
Well, as a disabled person, this chair is not exactly all-terrain friendly, and we would go to places that there would be terrain that the chair won't reach, and I would miss out on events and have to sit in the van. We usually bring the van and cry while he's out having fun. And
No.
so we got this for that reason.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. It's good to see you, and good luck.
Okay, well, you have a lovely day and hope to see you in Dayton.
Yeah. You just listen for the loudest voice. You'll find me.
Okay.
Howdy, Bill. What's your call sign?
Kilo Mike 5 Victor Zulu, or Kilt Man 5 Victor Zed.
I love it. I love it, man. And show us your mobile entry today.
Okay, so I do POTA a lot.
Uh-huh.
So I got the FTX1 field,
Yep.
the 6-watt version if they use the stock battery. I'm using an external battery and a little Explorer. It's
I
Ditty
love those
pack.
Explorer bags.
So it's 10 watts out. My current antenna that I'm using is the ATOS 120, but I also use in-fed half-wave or an off-center fed dipole, depending upon the tree configuration and everything else at the parks. I just go out and do POTA and have too much fun.
I love it. I love it. Do you have like a Tar Heel or something if there's not a tree around you that you can mount on the car?
I've got the POTA 20 and the POTA 33 and the POTA 33 HD. And I also have the Chameleon 17-foot whip and 25-foot whip with a bunch of different bases, and I can set up either the Delta antenna with the wire across the top or any of the Impasse 2.0 configurations. I've got that in addition to it.
I love it.
So I'm fit for whatever. If I get out in the field and whatever antenna I need, I can throw it up real easy.
Tell us what inspired your Go Kit.
What inspired my I do POTA.
You do POTA.
I live in an apartment. Probably about 15 years ago, I walked away from line of sight, UHF, VHF, and contacts and stuff like that when I left the MCOM world because of personal issues. But I still only operated HF once a year at field day. And I wanted to do HF a lot more. So I took my current HF radio, got a 35 amp hour SLA battery, and the Buddy pole deluxe. Went out to a municipal park and set it up. This was back before the POTA days. Started upgrading radios and got me a new sideband and went out, and so now I do POTA QRP
Love it.
wherever I'm at.
I love it. Well, thank you very much, Bill, and good luck.
Thank you, and you have too much fun this year.
I'm looking forward to that. Howdy, Frank.
Hey, how you doing, Frank?
What is your call sign?
K5FPJ.
And tell us about your Go Kit entry for this year.
Well, this year I was going to come in with the mountain bike, and I had figured out how to turn the mountain bike into a tripod, and I was going to surprise everybody with that coming in about 2 miles, but I went to bed way too late. So I sort of came with a partial go kit that I had, and I threw it together, and I wasn't planning on operating. I was just going to give a static demo on how to pack, you know, a lot of equipment in a small space. I'm kind of known for that. But then I just saw that nobody was much in the field this year. They were more under the pavilion. And I said, well, I got just about all I need to operate. But then I said, I don't have a table, don't have a chair, don't have a log. So I went and looked in the trunk of my car. Turned out I had a table and a chair. And then a kid's pencil from school I found under the car seat, and I sharpened it with a Swiss Army knife. I just got my 2 contacts, and yeah.
Nice.
Mission accomplished.
So what
Right.
radio do you have?
That's a Yaesu 891.
Yep.
And it's running just on a small battery. And that goes with coax cable with the ferrite or choke built in.
Yep, the AVR
And-
one.
Yep, and then it goes to just a standard Pactena with a
try to
fiberglass
find-
mast.
Yeah, trying to find where's. Oh, the mast is over there. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it goes up, and then the wire comes
yeah.
down.
And
around
I
there,
found
yeah.
a tent peg in my trunk, and I used that to anchor it down. So this one was all about improvising a partial kit, and it was supposed to be just a static one, and I turned it into an operator one just because nobody set up in the field, and I just said, well, if nobody's going to do it, I'll do it.
And everything's going into the.
Everything fits
Go
today
Ruck?
into the Go Ruck very comfortably. That's a GR1 Go Ruck. And I had lots of space to spare to get all that in there. And I used Pelican cases for that radio. I break it down into 2 Pelican cases. And usually I'm known for setting up shelters, but I didn't think I'd set up, so I didn't bring a shelter today. But I'm still operating. It's so nice today.
It's
perfect
going to be
weather.
beautiful today.
But yeah, that's my station this year.
Well, thank you very much, Frank, and good luck in the challenge.
All right, thank you, sir.
What's going on, man? What's your call sign?
Hey, yo, this is Sean, KX7WTF, better known as WTF Radio.
I see you in the chats all the time. And what do you got going on for the Go Kit Challenge this year?
So today I brought out the WTF unit. This is the second version of it. So this is in the POTA configuration, or outside deployment, where I bring out the 891 and set it on a table, basically. But we can go through and I'll show you what I got in the truck. Inside the truck, we have Surface Pro for radar and WS chat and all that stuff. Radio for the VHF UHF is FTM 400. We've got a unit in CB, because you never know when you might need that. So I don't tie up the 400 with APRS. I've actually got an Anytone 878 HT just beaconing APRS, and that's its entire job.
You got an ATOS on the front.
So got the ATOS up here running the 891 in the back.
A mag mount UHF VHF.
Mag mount is for the CB.
Oh,
The UHF VHF is the Comet that is center mounted.
okay.
And then you see a little stubby one on the other side. That's
I do.
actually window mounted. That is for the Anytone, for the APRS.
Nice, nice. And inspiration, you said storm spotting, MCOM.
Storm spotting, MCOM. The reason why I always go with police cars is cop shocks, cop brakes, cop motor, just like the Blues Brothers.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you for coming on, and good luck, man.
All right, thanks, Tank.
Carl, what's your call sign?
W5SU.
And would you like to tell us about your Go Kit that you're entering today?
Sure, just remember stomach ulcer. This is a at least 30-ish year old radio.
Okay.
The beauty of it is you can pick one of these up probably for $300. And if you drop it off a picnic table, or you spill coffee on it, or it gets rained on, you're not out a heck of a lot of money, but it's very robust. No menus, all knobs and switches. It'll do everything that the modern radios will do, except it doesn't have a waterfall. Oh my God, no waterfall.
Yeah, you got to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a great little rig. The tuner in this thing is superb. It'll tune much, much worse than like 3-to-1 that the modern radios are limited to, pretty much. So I am running it obviously off this battery.
25 amp hour battery?
Yeah, I mean, it'll do with a lot less than that. But the antenna is an end fed, but it's totally unmeasured, absolutely random.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it starts here at the back of that little LDG unun, goes up the pole, and then it goes out to that pole there, and I have no idea how long it is. It might be about maybe 50 or 60, 65 feet. But the beauty of it is not an end-fed half wave, which means I don't have to worry about how much if it's a straight line or if it's got some bends in it, or whether or not it's exactly whatever length end-fed half wave has to be, because the tuner in this will forgive whatever that antenna lacks in terms of maybe not being the exact length that it ought to be. Now the counterpoises also are kind of interesting. I've got a counterpoise to the ground point of the coupler. One of them goes out to the left, the other goes out to the right.
Interesting.
But at the end of the counterpoise is a little chalk line reel filled up with wire.
Oh.
So what's nice about it, not only is it convenient to deploy, but if I have trouble getting a match, for whatever reason, if that tuner can't handle it, normally that's not the case, I'll just spool out another 3 or 4 feet, or wind in about 3 or 4 feet. It finds the sweet spot, and all the birds are chirping.
Oh, now all this packed into this blue Pelican case back here?
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you for coming on,
Oh,
and good luck in the challenge.
I'm having a ball.
Coleman, what's your call sign?
KO5Z.
And tell us about the Go Kit you're entering this year.
Well, listen, Yaesu 857, 160 through 440. The shack in a box. Got it fixed up like that so that I've seen people spill Coke and coffee in the radio, knock it off. So I keep mine in the box out of the weather.
Right.
Right now I was listening on 20 meters. Then I got the Wolf River coil with 3 ground radios on it.
I like the stand here because we got a cool 3 dB ad right there, extension with the tank radio sticker.
I kind of thought you might like that, yeah.
I love it. I love it. I like the bass here. I got a lot of comments, people talking about they really like the bass, your ideas. You want to go over it real fast?
Well, yeah. Actually, this one was made kind of in a hurry. 3 years ago, I was trying to get ready. It was the night before Winter Field Day. So I just kind of threw it together real quick, and I didn't know at the time if I did it how well it would hold the antenna upright in a high wind. And the size and the weight turned out to be ideal.
Yeah.
It just works, and I've got this one. I put little green LEDs in it, so at night, if you're out on a POTA expedition or field day at night, they can see it. I got reflectorized tape on it because I've seen people walk into them. So it's kind of a safety thing. And with the Wolf River coil, depending on what band you're on, you have to, work the slide up and down. So made myself a cheat card.
Oh, I love that idea. That's awesome.
So I can change it on the fly, if you will.
Yeah.
And that's really about it. One thing about this, though, I can run it off a 12 volt in. I got 12 volts out here. I've got a circuit in here that kicks it from 12 up to 16, so I can plug in my laptop here and power my laptop if the laptop battery goes dead.
Nice, nice.
And that's really about the whole thing as it stands.
What inspired you to put this together?
Well, I like doing POTA. Okay. And one of the things that really jump out at me about if you're going to do a situation like this, one of the things about ham radio is you need to be prepared for different kind of contingencies. And my whole thing was, how quick could I get on the air when I get to location?
Yep.
When you're doing POTA, or you say you have to go into an area that you had a catastrophe of some kind, man-made, natural, whatever, pick your poison. This is set up to where I can be on site and on there within 10 minutes or less. Depending if I got somebody helping me, obviously, but that's why I have my chalk line ground radios. They just wind up like a fishing reel. And this goes up quick, and with this I can set it up rather quickly. And that's been the inspiration.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you for coming on, and good luck, man.
Thank you.